Our institute is expanding its healthcare services, and now both OPD and IPG facilities are successfully running, benefiting many patients through naturopathy and yoga. Today's session will give us valuable insight into naturopathy healing, fasting, holistic well-being. Now, it is my great honor and pleasure to invite distinguished personality who has dedicated his life to the science of natural healing. Most welcome, sir. Dr. Babu Joseph, sir. Most welcome, sir. Sir is senior naturopathy leader with nearby 5 decades of experience, alumnus of Government Yoga and Naturopathy Medical College, Hyderabad, founder and director Netaji Yoga Naturopathy Hospital, Kochi, a pioneer center for integrated naturopathy care. Sir, for 25 years, former Chief Medical Officer, Government Yoga and Naturopathy Hospital, Varakala, India's first government naturopathy hospital. Former Director, National Institute of Naturopathy, NIM Pune, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Founder, board member, World Naturopathy Federation, advisor to Enigma, and contributor to international research in yoga and naturopathy. Most welcome, sir. And sir, over to you. You can continue and enlighten us through your words for naturopathy and fasting. Most welcome, sir.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for introducing me. I think I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many participants are there in this meeting now?
Six.
So 6 participants right now.
How many?
Six participants, sir.
Okay. So welcome all the participants. And my heartfelt thanks to CCRYN and CRI Jajjar for giving me an opportunity to make this presentation today. My only interest in this kind of seminars is that the true science of naturopathy should be well understood by the students and practitioners of naturopathy. With that interest, let me begin. You can go to the first slide.
Okay, sir.
Is it on? Because I cannot see that. Hello?
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Okay. First slide is about naturopathy. What is naturopathy, or say the definition of naturopathy? I have very clearly tried to define naturopathy as a drugless,
Is it visible?
non-invasive. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. Naturopathy is a drugless, non-invasive, rational, and evidence-based system of medicine, imparting treatments with the natural elements based on the theory of vitality, theory of toxemia, theory of self-healing capacity of the body, and the principles of healthy living. This is the elaborated definition for naturopathy. And once you understand all these aspects of naturopathy, I think you can be a successful practitioner of naturopathy. First of all, I have mentioned it is a drugless system of medicine. Then again, critically, we need to discuss what is a system of medicine. A system of medicine is that which can heal any disease or making an individual perfect in health or complete health. Since naturopathy has proved from many decades that it is a helpful system to treat any and every disease of the human being, it can be doubtlessly called as a system of medicine. It's not only a criteria to be called as a system of medicine to use the drugless way also we can cure the diseases, we can bring in healing and perfection and completion in health. So that way, even though it is a drugless system, it is a system of medicine. Now try to understand what is drugless. In naturopathy, there is no need of any drug, including chemical or herbal drugs. And the practitioner of naturopathy should be free from the very thought of using any drug, including mother's remedy, home remedy, local remedies, or herbal and chemical remedies. I will take the examples like using haldi, neem, basil, tulsi, or any such ingredients to have a cure or relief is not naturopathy. You can call it maybe herbal medicine, home medicine, mother's medicine, traditional medicine, or whatever. But it is not naturopathy. Because in naturopathy, it is only the body that has to heal. Some external help can be given to the body to divert the healing power or to concentrate the healing power towards the area affected or towards the disease affected. But there is no need of any drugs. For example, where we used neem boiled water for treating a skin disease. Just imagine in Antarctica or America or Russia, if there is no neem available, can they do naturopathy? So think in this time that no drug is needed in naturopathy for healing, whether it is herbal remedy or chemical remedy. When a student of naturopathy understands what is a drug and what is the needlessness of any drug to heal through naturopathy, then only he can become a true naturopath or a true scientific practitioner of naturopathy. So that way, try to understand what is a drug. I am not speaking about an integrated practice, integrated medical practice. I am not discarding the use of neem or haldi or any herbal medicine or chemical medicine. I am only trying to explain what is naturopathy. Naturopathy is totally a drugless system of medicine which bring in healing only through the power of the body and mind. Okay, next is non-invasive. Generally, we don't use any, come back to the older, non-invasive system of medicine. We don't use generally any invasive methods except that acupuncture is practiced in naturopathy. But that can be an exemption when we say non-invasive. Other non-invasive methods, if it is found necessary, then immediately we should not be reluctant to refer the case to a surgeon where it is essential. So that is a non-invasive system of medicine. Thirdly, it is a rational and evidence-based system of medicine. Please don't be reluctant to claim yourself as a scientific person who represent a scientific medicine with enough of rational and evidence-based. First of all, the colleges, the teaching colleges should include research methodology training in the curriculum compulsorily. in which the study of whatever researches have been conducted in the field of yoga naturopathy should be communicated to the students so that they will be more strengthened. Now, you just see about the effect of cold water application, warm water application, neutral water application, mud application, manipulative therapies, then sun bath, fasting, diet. In all this field, wherever or whatever method is used in naturopathy, n number of researches have been conducted and scientific papers are published in internationally accepted scientific journals. So a student of naturopathy, a doctor of naturopathy, a physician or a practitioner should not bend his head in front of anybody who claim that naturopathy is not an evidence-based system. I think maximum number of researches have been conducted, at least among Ayush systems, on naturopathy and yoga. So only the thing is that whatever researches are conducted should be communicated to the students of naturopathy, and research methodology should be taught to them to have updated researches every time. Okay. Then naturopathy imparts treatments with the natural elements. Natural elements, mitti, pani, dhoop, hawa. These elements are used in naturopathy not with the value of medicine or drug, not considered as any drug or replacement of drug. It will only help to make some thermic changes in the body and call the attention of the vitality or the healing power towards the locality where healing is necessary or healing work is to be completed. So the importance of natural elements like water, mud, whether manipulative therapies, sun bath, anything, or diet therapy, fasting therapy, everything is only to call the attention of the healing power towards healing, or to divert the attention of the healing power towards healing. So that way, we make use of natural elements in the treatment modalities of naturopathy, which are all proved scientifically that it can be useful or say helpful in treatment of various diseases without using any drugs. Then this use of natural elements are also based on theory of vitality. Vitality is represented as the healing power within, the immune power within. So immunity and healing is done through the power of vitality or the healing power. Okay. Then theory of toxemia. Naturopathy considers that every disease is the result of toxemia. We will discuss vitality and toxemia again. So I'm just passing through. And then thirdly, the theory of self-healing capacity of the body, whether the disease is an acute or chronic in condition, the healing power or the healing act is through the self-capacity, self-healing capacity of the body. And of course, as a preventive aspect in naturopathy, we make use of the principles of healthy living, or say life natural Prakritik Jeevan Pathati, making use of the same mitti, pani, dhoop, hawa, food, fasting, exercise, manipulative therapies, all for prevention, which are natural living principles, which includes the natural living principles, so that we keep away from diseases. We protect ourselves or resist the diseases through natural living. One who lives natural do not have to think of naturopathy or treatments in naturopathy or nature cure. So natural living or life natural is the primary necessity to have prevention of any disease or to keep our immune system intact against falling prey to any disease or say infections. Okay, now we can change the slide. Next slide. Yeah, here we will discuss about vitality. Vitality is the inherent power in every individual that preserves and promotes health, that is immune system, and prevents and cures diseases. Preservation of health, promotion of health, and prevention from diseases is ensured when the vitality is perfect in our system with concern with the mind and body. Then in curative process also, it is vitality or healing power that works. And it is the inherent power in every individual. During birth, we attain this power or we are born with enough of vitality to live a healthy life. Then how we happen to get into reduction of vitality through breaking the rules of nature or rules of life natural. We will be diminishing the amount of vitality present in us, like smoking, alcoholism, or a lack of sleep, odd hours, food, odd hours, sleep. All these are unhealthy habits which will reduce the vitality and lead to enervation and later toxemia. That we will see later. Okay, next slide. See, the cause of disease is toxemia. Toxemia, external and internal, or including psychological, which leads to enervation, is the basic cause of disease. External toxins, I think we can have the example of pollution, like environmental pollution and the food and drinks adulteration at the level of farming, processing, including cooking, using chemical toxins and toxifying through cooking. So when we use toxic materials in agriculture or in processing or in cooking, mixing with toxic substances is example for external toxemia or the cause of external toxemia. Then comes internal toxemia. Due to indigestion, the undigested materials can form foul gas and acid, which forms the first form of internal toxin. So indigestion and also poor elimination. If timely elimination is not done through skin, kidneys, or bowels, it can get accumulated in our system, which leads to increased toxemia. See, if you remain in an air-conditioned room, in your office, and air-conditioned car, and air-conditioned house, all the time, your skin will not be working properly, your lungs will not be working properly, even the kidney function will be affected. So that way, when you stop elimination on time, the toxin gets stagnated in the system, which will lead to abnormal composition of blood and lymph, enervation, and slowly leading to diseases. Then the metabolic waste also should be thrown on time, otherwise it will get stagnated in the system, which will increase the toxic level. Then finally comes psychological. or say mental toxin. I call it mental toxin, which will lead to initially enervation because it affects the mind and the brain, the nervous system, and then indirectly the endocrine system and every system of the body, every organ of the body, and the functions are affected, and functional defect leading at a later stage even to structural defect. It will end up in acute or chronic diseases. See, when a person, you can just imagine a person of perfect health, 100% perfect health. But if there is a stress caused on his life, or he has to face a strainful condition, or if he is uh, frightened by an accidental exposure, then his mind get upset, then the brain will be affected, the nervous system is included, and then the endocrine system will be affected, through which every system and organ will be damaged, or say its function will be affected, which will lead to abnormal composition of blood and lymph and later acute and chronic diseases. So external toxins, internal toxins, and mental toxin, or so psychological stress and strain also causes toxemia through enervation and abnormal composition of blood and lymph, leading to different stages of diseases. There, it's not coming in the main subject, but I will just mention them. Microbes are only secondary findings by products. See, where there is no toxemia, no microbes can grow or multiply. This is connected with infectious diseases, so I don't want to explain now. The enervation or toxins, external and internal, leads to abnormal composition of blood and lymph, damage of organs, or say functional damage and structural damage, and leading to acute and chronic diseases. This is the procedure of disease. You can say how the progression of disease happens in an individual when he is not leading a natural life. Next slide, please. This already I have explained. Next. Next. Yeah. Acute disease. See, in naturopathy, when people from outside see, they feel funny when we say that disease is a right action of the body. We consider all acute diseases as our friends, not as foe, not our enemy, because it gives an opportunity for the vitality, for the healing power, for the body and mind to eliminate that disease by creating a crisis. That is acute disease. So acute disease is a right disease, and Dr. Isaac Jennings of America has named his system as orthopathy, not naturopathy. The basic form of naturopathy, or the beginning form of naturopathy, as a standalone system of medicine, not the origin of naturopathy I am telling, but as a standalone system of medicine. The practice started almost with Dr. Isaac Jennings. He named his system as orthopathy, which means the right disease. Disease itself is a right action of the body. Then in acute disease, we can see the crisis created by the healing power, the vitality to eliminate the toxins and save the individual. See, when I had a cold, I started taking medicine. My cold was always suppressed, but later I developed a sinusitis. Then also some medicine change was there. Then sinusitis led to headache, and later migraine headache, and later nasal bleeding. See, from where it has started and where it has ended. But in the initial stage, if you find that it is a right action, the cold is a right action, and give the opportunity to the body to heal that cold, you will not go to sinusitis, headache, migraine, nasal bleeding, or any such complicated conditions. So proper care, that is rest and relaxation, including fasting and some minor treatments with the natural elements, will be enough to cure your initial disease condition. So that way, we should have a proper approach to treat any disease so that the healing will be within hours or within days or weeks as per the seriousness of the disease. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah, what is a chronic disease? Where organs are affected functionally and structurally due to toxemia, abnormal composition of blood and lymph, poor blood and nerve supply, and lowered vitality. In acute disease, when you suppress the acute disease, the vitality will be going lower, the nerves will be affecting badly, so that innervation will be aggravated, and the quantity and intensity of toxins collected in the blood and lymph will be increased. So that way, the body finds it difficult to prolong or continue with the normal functioning. And the structure also will be affected. Functional and structural changes may occur in stages of chronic disease and common after suppression of acute diseases. So always we should be careful to treat the disease at the acute stage so that it do not turn to a chronic disease. Even if you have reached the stage of chronic disease, immediately return to nature, begin with naturopathy, true science of naturopathy, and we will have a perfect cure with the without any drugs, with the techniques of naturopathy and yoga. Next slide, please. Yeah, I can say the only mantra or the first mantra or the most relevant mantra of naturopathy is coming here. Human body has a remarkable recuperative powers when left alone. See, when does the body have remarkable recuperative power? That is important. When left alone. Leaving the body and mind alone for bringing out or making activated the recuperative power, you need to leave the body alone. And that opportunity is given to the body and mind through rest or fasting. Next slide, please. What is fasting? See, I have carefully given this definition. Try to learn it thoroughly so that you will be a perfect, doubtless physician in naturopathy. Fasting can be defined as total rest. Don't consider it as starvation. It is only rest, not even quitting the food. It's not avoiding food. You are only providing rest to the body and mind. Fasting can be defined as total rest, physical, physiological, sensory, and mental rest. See, if you cannot assure physical rest, if you make tired of physical activity, or sluggishness due to physical activity and don't eat food, it is not fasting, it is starvation. And physiological fasting, of course, you have to stop all kind of food and drinks that demands digestion. That is called physiological rest. Then sensory rest. If you don't provide sensory rest to your panchendriyas, eyes, ear, nose, tongue, all this, skin, all panchendriyas should be at rest. See, if you keep continuously speaking or conducting seminars on fasting day, it will be only starvation, not fasting. Similarly, if you continuously watch television, computer, mobile, and say, I didn't eat today, I was on fasting. No, you are just, shaming fasting, the true science of fasting. Because you were only on starvation, not fasting. So all the sense, even reading. If you read continuously for long time on fasting day, it is not fasting, it is starvation. Hardly you can read one page, take rest for 1 hour and read next one more page. After that 1 hour rest, complete rest for the eyes. Then listening to music, heavy sound music or whatever is not good on fasting days. Slow music or say low noise music for few minutes, continuously only for few minutes can be listened, and after one song take rest for another hour and then you may listen to another music. So reading, listening to music, watching TV or movie is not good on fasting days. Of course, you can expose yourself to some greenery, which brings in happiness to your mind and body, or say relaxation to your mind and body. To that extent, you can engage your body or mind, not getting tired. So, and a mental rest. I normally take an example just to make you understand for this. See, if you have a plan to start fasting from Monday, you can quarrel with anybody up to midnight of Sunday, 12 o'clock. After midnight, you cannot quarrel with anybody because you are on fasting on Monday. So that importance is there for mental rest also. Mind should be completely relaxed. When you provide physical, physiological, sensory and mental rest with no food, then it becomes fasting, which includes voluntary total abstinence from any kind of food, solid or liquid that demands digestion, except water for a definite purpose and period. See, what is food? That which demands digestion is food. Whether you take honey water, coconut water, or any juices, it is food. But only water is not included among food. So water fasting is the true fasting. And if you want to have some supply of glucose or any other minerals, then you can think of having most easily digestible coconut water or honey water. And I don't think that a naturopath should think of anything more than coconut water and honey water on fasting days. That is moderate fasting, not perfect fasting. Okay. So at least we should limit with the moderate fasting. So except water for a definite purpose and period. That is also important. See, without a purpose, people should not keep on undergoing fasting or say extending to the stage of starvation, which will be damaging. So only to serve a purpose or to cure or as a mental relaxation program, you can fast for minimum days needed, not maximum days possible. Minimum days needed. Similarly, the period also should be planned. If necessary, you should take the advice of an expert in fasting when to break the fast. So that way, when you do a perfect fasting with all four kinds of rest, you will be gaining a result in few hours. See, when you have a cold or fever, stitch in time saves 9. I always say this. In the beginning of cold, you feel some throat irritation. But including naturopaths, we wait for establishing a clear cold with a nasal flow or say throat phlegm formation in the mucus or phlegm formation in the throat. Don't wait for that. When you have a throat irritation or nasal irritation, you know from your experience that you are going to get a cold. That time you stitch. Then it saves 9 times hard effort after that. Because once the cold is established, you know, you have heard that it will take 7 days if it is untreated or 1 week if it is treated like that stories. No, if you begin at the beginning stage itself, you will have a healing within 1 hour or few hours or in a day or two like that. We don't have to wait for 7 days. The problem is we don't attempt for giving the true treatment at the right time. So the period also should be limited or controlled as per the need, and on time. When you start fasting, the result will be also very fast. Okay, next slide. Okay, you can change it. Before that, let me just see a definition of fasting I have given you. Then you know the varieties of fasting like short fast, long fast, intermittent fast or installment fasting, then spiritual fasting, political fasting, starvation, then therapeutic fasting, then water fast, water-free fast, juice fasting, mono diet fasting or kayakalpa treatment, raw diet fasting. All these are varieties of fasting taught in the classroom. But unfortunately, I don't classify any of these except water fasting as a fasting. All others are moderation. So you decide what limitation you should go for your fasting. Okay, then we should be able to, we should know how to overcome the crisis during fasting, then when to break the fast on proper time, then misconceptions about fasting, that is weakness, describing it as starvation, then loss of weight, then contraindications of fasting like pregnancy, lactation, protein and energy malnutrition, renal failure, epilepsy, schizophrenia, and during drugging. All these things I don't want to go into detail because you learn them in the classrooms. Just a previous slide once again. Previous slide. Let me see whether, okay, only water or hardly tender coconut water and honey water. Rest to all body functions, sensory organs, relaxation of mind. What happens during fasting is elimination and repair of damages. These are activated. That I will show through the examples also. And then duration, short or long. Okay, next. Next slide. Diet I don't want to discuss now. You can just see promotive, that a healthy diet, alkaline, fibrous, easy to digest, eliminative, soothing and constructive diet, sattvic, tamasic and rajasic food, fresh or seasonal fruits and vegetables, sprouts, nuts and dry fruits, reduce cereals and pulses. Next. This is the conclusion of my presentation. Unity of cause, that is toxemia. I have explained external toxin, internal toxin, psychological toxin or mental toxin. Then unity of disease, effort of the body to eliminate and protect. Unity of cure, vitality brings in the healing. Unity of treatment, the five-fold approach, that is the using natural elements in treatment. Orthopathy, we should understand the disease as a right disease or a right action of the body to heal through fasting, dieting, treatments with the natural elements, yogic practices and lifestyle modifications. Every health problem can be set right through naturopathy. Next. Yeah, you can see a case of psoriasis. Next slide. Same arms you are finding in this photo also. Next slide. Same person's legs initially. Next. After 1 month. So 2 photos are after 1 month treatment and 2 photos were initially when the patient was admitted. And regarding the effect of fasting, I can give you n number of examples or to make you understand what is the importance of fast or say difference of fasting and starvation. I will start with that. Let this slide remain like that. Or you can go to the previous slide. Let them see the disease condition more. Yeah, let this be on. See, I had a pustule, very small pustule on my leg. I just, out of interest, I just made it, I opened it and some pus was leaked out. But then it was not fully ripe to be opened. Because of that, the body could not complete its work to remove all the toxins. Immediately, the flow of lymph was concentrated to that form and I got a swelling. But with the swelling, I used it to walk. And at night, I knew that by mud application, I could relieve it. So I got relieved it by full night application of mud to my entire feet above, up to above the ankles. Next day morning, there was no swelling. But again, I started working during the day. By evening, swelling developed. I repeated the mud application. I got relieved. It is little unbelievable, but it is my personal experience. I continued it for several months. The swelling will appear in the evening. Morning, I am quite fine. I go for my work. But after a few months, my colleague doctor scolded me. She was elder to me, so she has all the right to scold me. She scolded me and asked that, don't you feel ashamed to walk in front of your patients with a, what is that, damaged leg? I told, okay, then I will take leave and have some treatment and find whether I can heal it or not. So I took leave from my hospital duty. I went to another naturopathy hospital, got admitted there, did fasting, and on the 5th day, it was completely healed, and then I rejoined my parent hospital in Varkala. During the suffering period, that is almost 5 months, I just open up. All those 5 months, I have tried fasting several times. I have tried a neem foot bath for several times. I have applied mud almost every night. I applied a wet pack several times. I took sun bath also, but there was no healing, which was healed in 5 days. So try to understand what is starvation and what is fasting. Fasting can be called as fasting only when you are at complete rest. Next example, there was a lung injury or damage, you can say, not injury, but damage due to some external reasons. Then there was a cough during night and expectoration. A lot of mucus came out. And then after that, I was okay for 1 day. But next day night, again, the cough repeated and the flow of mucus also repeated. And it repeated for several days, several months. I did fasting in between. I did steam inhalations, inhalation with the tulsi leaf, and hot and cold applications, pranayama, sunbath, all these things I took. Fasting also, 3 days, 5 days, fasting also I did, but with no effect. Twice I had a bitter experience during that period. My neighbor came to complain to my wife, asking her to ask the doctor to take some medicine and stop this cough because they are not able to sleep in their home because of the sound I made from my home. Again, I attended a naturopathy conference at Nagpur. That was way back in 83 or something. I don't remember exactly the year. Then my colleagues who slept with me in the dormitory, they made a complaint the next morning that I should not sleep with them next night onwards because they were not able to sleep. I was continuously coughing during the night. Daytime, I had no problem. But night, the phlegm is collected in the lungs and I get cough and expectoration. The phlegm comes out and then I am quite fine. I go to sleep. So this was continued for several months. And after the several months of suffering, again, I went to another naturopathy hospital, did fasting. On the 3rd day evening, I had a, very pleasing but severe elimination through sweat and urine. And from that time onwards, my lung was completely getting cleared. On the 5th day evening, there was no reason for continuing in a hospital. So I got discharged and went back to my the workplace hospital. Okay. Now, in this case of psoriasis, he came unable to walk because inside the feet also, there were injuries and oozing of water and pus and even blood. You can see the blood stain also. And he could not expose himself without covering with a blanket. Even on his bed, no fan could be worked there in his room. It continued only for 15 days. That is a wonder, also a wonderful effect we could find. Of course, from not with any information from anybody or learning from anybody, my consciousness told me that application of Ganji water, that is rice water, may be good for this patient. I applied with a cotton the Ganji water on these affected portions just by touching them. I cannot rub it because he will start crying due to pain. And I made him to sit in sunlight only when the sunlight was available on his room side, that is window side, or the grill just outside his room. So during that time, I used to make him sit there with the application of Ganji. No hip bath, no spinal bath, no mud application, no steam bath. Nothing is possible because the patient is so intolerable to all these exposures. Only Ganji application and sunbath was given for a very short time. And in 15 days, actually, the next slide, what was shown to you, has begun. And I took photograph only after 1 month because I was not in a hurry to take a photo. Then can you go to the next slide? Next. Yeah, a case of a bus accident where 3 bones were fractured. That is the tibia, radius and ulna, and the humor bone were fractured. She went to 3 different major hospitals. In all 3 hospitals, she was advised to get amputated above the injury part. But then he took discharge from all 3 hospitals. After trying 3 hospitals, he came to naturopathy. Then I told her normally accident cases are not attended by naturopathy, but she insisted on continuing or having only naturopathy treatment. Then forcibly I had to admit her, and she was made to fast for 21 days. After 7 days, she had a plaster covering over this injury, and worms used to come out of that plaster every second. We used to remove, some bystander used to be with her to remove the worms coming out. But after 7 days, the worms stopped. After 14 days, the foul smell from her injury stopped. Otherwise, we used to smoke fragrance in our hospital so that other patients could survive there. And we used to spray this phenol kind of things in the rooms also, other rooms also, because of the heavy foul smell from this injury. And after 21 days, we stopped the fasting and we put her on a raw diet for 3 months. So after this 21 days fasting and 3 months raw diet, we took her to the medical college and got opened, removed the plaster, and she was sent back with a ribbon hung on her neck. And then we started applying coconut oil and coconut milk over the injured part for another 1 month. Altogether, I think 4.5 to 5 months she stayed in the hospital. And this photograph was taken after 40 years of treatment. With no other treatment, with no medicines, no antibiotics, completely medicines were stopped, even in that severe infected condition, because of the strength injected into our hearts by Dr. Venkatrao and Dr. Vijayalakshmi. We didn't have any fear to stop complete medicines and start with the fasting. So this was the effect. Now one more incident or say case I will explain. A serious case of peptic ulcer. Serious means 30 years history with almost 20 years severe suffering. The patient came to me at the age of, I think, 48 or so. Means at a young age, she got this peptic ulcer and it became more and more severe. And she was not able to manage herself with the medicines. Then she heard of naturopathy. She came to naturopathy hospital. I admitted her and I tried to give her normal fasting. This is applicable to all peptic ulcer cases, acidity cases, severe gas formation cases, the case what I am explaining to you now. I gave the normal fasting, but it was not practical. She used to get severe pain on fasting days, and gas trouble and acidity was more. Then I understood that our normal fasting with the coconut water or honey water or even water is not good for her. So I took out the last weapon of fasting, that is dry fasting or say water-free fasting. Because we were taught in our class by Dr. Vijayalakshmi that dry fasting do not cause any irritation, even what water drinking can cause is not created during dry fasting. So we educated her for several days about dry fasting, prepared her mentally and physically, and put a bystander continuously for all time with her. And we started the dry fasting, and I had planned only for 3 days dry fasting. And we successfully completed. And on those 3 days, she did not go unconscious with pain. She did not have any pain on those 3 days. See, this is experience. No pain on those 3 days. We didn't have to give any treatment except a little cold pack on her abdomen 2 or 3 times a day. No hot fermentation, nothing. No mud application, nothing. No mud pack also, because we should not strain the body. So that way she was treated. I met her after 40 years again. After I came back from my Pune service, I met these patients. They were quite fine, but of course they were 80 plus, and both of them are not alive now. After 80, 85 years of age, they died. So this is what I wanted to present. Now the time is very little. As the time permits, you can ask me any question. I will try to answer if I can. Thank you.
If anybody have any
Excuse me, sir.
questions regarding today's lecture, please ask.
Yes, yes, I have a question, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are.
First of all, I thank you very much for this valuable lecture. My personal question is that I am suffering from some years with some urine problem. Now taking no such medicine for this, but to cope with this urine problem, it is becoming more and more difficult for coming years, I think. I know also that there is nothing in allopathy, and so can you suggest some measures to be taken to improve my urine problem?
See, anybody has any disease problem need to spare some time to treat. Treatment is different. Life natural is different. So nature cure or naturopathy should be applied carefully. If you are not an expert to apply it by yourself, you should take the help of an expert. You should go to a hospital, naturopathy hospital, discuss with the doctor and undergo a safe and scientific fasting for limited number of days as needed for you, and then continue with the diet prescribed by the doctor and also the treatments. See, when I wanted to do a 3 weeks fasting, I did not do it at my home because the atmosphere at my home is not suitable. for doing a 3 weeks fasting. I took a house on rent. I stayed alone in that house and fasted for 3 weeks. That was a fasting on coconut water. My water fasting record is only up to 10 days. That is due to for some social or social political reasons. So, scientific, true fasting and true naturopathy can heal any and every disease only if opportunity is provided, as a proper congenial atmosphere is provided, for which you may need to approach a hospital.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Your wisdom has truly enlightened us on how simple natural practice can transform our health and well-being. Today's session reminds us that healing doesn't always come from outside. It's often begun within through mindful living, balanced diet, and power of nature. We sincerely thank you, sir, for taking the time to guide and inspire us. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this enlightful session. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Babu Joseph, sir, for delivering such an enlightening and informative session on naturopathy and fasting. Thank you so much, sir. And I also thank to CRIYN Jhajjar and CCRYN Ministry of Ayush Government of India for organizing this wonderful session. I
If
would like
anybody
to
has any
thank
personal, if anybody has anything to communicate personally, you can use my phone number. You can send a WhatsApp message and I will be replying it later.
Thank you so much, sir,
Hello.
once again, and everyone. Yes,
I have a
anybody?
question.
Yes, sir, please,
Sir,
you can ask.
Sir, I have meniscus tear since last 3 years, third grade. Doctor had advised me to do operation, but I have avoided the operation since last 3 years. Just I am managing like my work and education, each and everything. But when I walk so much or go or travel, it hurts me a lot.
Actually, I'm not clear.
Hello.
Can you just repeat in short?
Okay, sir. I have meniscus tear third grade. And I have means law since last 3 years, doctor have told me to operate, but I haven't operated yet. And when I travel or walk, it means it hurts me a lot.
As I told you, see, in case discussion, I cannot do now on phone. Either you can WhatsApp to me the conditions, or you can approach a naturopathy physician near to you and get the remedy in detail. You have to first discuss with him and know the details of treatment modalities you have to follow. In nutshell, I cannot give you a reply now.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because personal problems or say conditions I have to study in detail and then only I can give you an advice. That is the reason. Okay, any other questions? Finally, from me, I have a request that try to understand what is true science of naturopathy and true fasting and apply it. You will be benefited more than any other system or method. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you once again. Now, we conclude with this. Thank you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.